shall be open, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped.
Go ahead.
Then shall the lame man leap as in the heart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out and streams in the desert.
Understand, people, it's going to be a joyous time when this takes place. When you see your nation go back home, it's going to be weeping, but there's going to be tears of joy. He said, the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. He said, then shall the lame man leap as a harp, and the tongue of the dumb sing. In the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the deserts. Verse 7, go ahead.
And the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water, and in the habitation of dragons.
Go ahead.
Where each lay shall be grass with reeds and rushes.
What's going to be there?
And in the highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of of holiness.
Will you just accidentally find yourself there?
The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring man.
Go ahead.
Though fools shall not err therein. No lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there.
It's going to be peace at this time, people. Verse number 10. Go ahead.
And the ransom of the Lord shall return, and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads.
We're going home at this time. Go ahead.
They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away.
Turn to Jeremiah. Where I say I'm not pessimistic at all. I know what's going to take place when it comes to this. We as a people, Martin said it, we're going to get to the promised land. He was just talking. We're not going to be here forever. This is not our home. Jeremiah 31, and pick it up at verse number 7.
For thus saith the Lord, sing with gladness for Jacob.
Go ahead.
Shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye,
Go
praise
ahead.
ye, and say, O Lord, save thy people, the remnant of Israel.
See, this is what we should be doing. Turning to the Lord and asking him to fulfill the promise that he has made. What he was commissioned to do. He said, thus said the Lord, sing with gladness for Jacob. Talking about Israel, and shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Lord, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. And what is the Lord going to do?
Behold, I will bring them from the north country
Go
and
ahead.
gather them from the coast of the earth. And with them the blind and the lame.
Go ahead.
The woman with child and her that travaileth with child together.
How they coming?
A great company shall return thither.
Again, this is Jesus leading his people back into the land. Go ahead.
They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them.
And I say weeping, but these are tears of joy. It's going to be a great time when we go back to our land. It's going to be a great time when we are governed by the true and living God. Like I say, we are not in the position to do any self-governance now. He said they're going to come with weeping and with supplication will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble, for I'm a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Go ahead.
Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations.
What did he want them to know?
And declare it in the isles afar off.
This is for everybody. Go ahead.
And say,
what?
He that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd doth his sheep.
And he's given us all this to let us know this is going to take place. There's no reason why we should be running around talking about Juneteenth or the 4th of July. Drop down to verse number 35. He has to do this. What does he say?
Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and the stars for a light by night.
Go ahead.
Which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Every morning the sun rises and then it sets and you see the moonlight. What does he say about all these ordinances?
If the ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me.
That ain't going to happen. He said, if these ordinances depart from before me, said the Lord, he said, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. There's a reason why we are still here. Not by our strength or by our might. God has to deliver us. Even though he destroyed us, he didn't annihilate us. He destroyed us as a people. He said, but if those ordinances depart from before me, said the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Verse 37, go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured,
it can't be.
And the foundations of the earth searched out beneath.
What is the earth hanging on? Nobody does know. Go ahead.
I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord.
His anger is not going to last for always. Turn over to Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. Lord say, I would have been and done this. What he's waiting on. He's waiting on us to turn back to him. And that's what Moses is telling us here. Because we have no understanding of our past. Because we have no knowledge of what thus say the Lord. We run about like a chicken with his head cut off. Looking to everything and everyone to do for us what only God can do. And all we have to do is turn to him. But thank God we're starting to wake up. I thank God this ain't going to last much longer. Deuteronomy 30. What did Moses say is going to happen?
And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee.
The what?
The blessing and the curse.
We were blessed. Like I say, our ancestors were in the land for almost over 700 years. And this curse, we born this curse. And it's coming to an end. He says,